Hello. I've just discovered a bug with trigger sensors in Project Spark. I just spawned up this world. As you can see, there's nothing in it. I'm going to go in the brain, and it's just a standard third-person adventure. Now what I'll do is I'm going to spawn a wooden platform B, and what am I doing? Stop. Spawn a few of them around. Just in a little box right here, if I can, real quickly. Actually, I need to grab this. I'm going to have to. So like here. So I have these wooden platform Bs, and what I'll do is I'll actually try and run into them. Okay, give me a second. I'm going to try and run into them, see if they're actually collidable. So as you can see here, once I get this done, I can walk into it and it is collidable. And if I go on the inside, it'll still be collidable on that side. But now what if I do multi-edit and glue them together, and then I try to walk up against them, it still will work. I will still be hitting it on all sides and whatnot, and I won't be able to go through it. But then, if I go into the brains and sensors and then trigger sensor and turn that on, then for some reason it'll let me walk straight through it. Not certain why, but I know that it has to do with only when you glue objects, because like if I go like this, for example, and then go like this, and then go to the brain, no, properties, brain, sensors, and turn on the trigger sensor, it will still let me hit it, walk into it. So only if I have a glued object and then put the trigger sensor together will I be able to just walk right through it. And notice that if I go into edit mode again and then go to properties, physics, you'll notice that it still is collidable. So I'm not certain why this isn't working, but I know it has to do with if you glue objects together and then activate the trigger sensor, it will not work. And if I try and remove the trigger sensor, see if it was just like that alone, you'll see that it still will not work. So I go to trigger sensor false. I will still be able to walk through it. So yeah. Also another thing with trigger sensors that I've noticed is that if you have multiple lined up next to each other, and if there's colliding with another one, it will automatically say that, oh, you're inside this trigger sensor, even though you're not. You're inside the larger one that this one's inside of. So, for example, if I go like this, go to brain real quickly. So go to properties, brain, sensors, turn on trigger sensor so that you can see that there's one trigger sensor right here encapsulating this entire room. Then there's two right here. There's one that's small right in that area, that little box right there. And there's another one that's just this little box right here. You can see it's just a little box that basically measures the X distance within the room. So what this will do is, when I go in the brain and it says when the woodland peasant is in the trigger zone, set its X location equal to 2, and I display the X location right here. It's X location comma Y location. So if I test it, you'll see that it automatically says 2. Like, I'm not certain why, but as you can see, the trigger zone is right there. I'm not inside the trigger zone. And if I test it, it just will automatically set it equal to 2. And then if I say, we'll say ignore line, and then I test it, you'll notice that it's equal to 0 because that's the default value for an integer. So yeah, I'm not certain why any of these are happening, but I know it has to do with trigger sensors gluing objects together, and trigger sensors, I'm fairly certain, within other trigger sensors. So thank you for watching, and please fix this. Thank you.